introduce you, Nelson Echeveria. How are you, Nelson?
Very happy to be here. Excited.
There you go, Nelson. Now we were discussing earlier. We were talking about you coming from France. How does a Salvadorian kid leave France? I mean, leave El Salvador and go to France?
Well, oh man, I'm trying to
How
condense
does
this
this?
down as
Okay,
much as I
first of all,
can.
so far, because you're stand up, you're a
Yeah,
stand up comedian.
I am a stand-up
Did
comedian.
you do stand up in El Salvador?
No, I'm actually born and raised in South Central. My parents are Salvadorian.
Shut the hell up!
Yeah,
You're from South
I'm from
Central.
South Central, King and Western.
Woo!
Yeah,
King and
woohoo.
Western. I know exactly where
O
that's
como
at.
dicen allá, subu.
So woo, so woo. All right, cool. So you're from South Central,
Yes.
okay, and then you're in South Central. You're having a good time. Everything's good. How the fuck does a South Central kid end up in France?
Well, I went to Crenshaw High School.
I know exactly where Crenshaw High School is at. Actually, I got mugged outside of Crenshaw High School.
Me too.
Oh my
I
god, we have so much in common. All right, that's awesome.
So I only went there 1 year because I got in a fight. I got in a fight with the Mayates,
Hey, who doesn't,
and
right?
then
Huh?
I got sent to Fairfax High School in Hollywood. But at Crenshaw, they put me in French, which I thought was pretty cool because my cousins were taking it, and those was went to like Venice, se crían la mera verga,
Okay.
and I thought it was so cool. Like it really like fucking blew my top just hearing another language. It was like una cápsula para otro mundo, and I was like, maybe I could learn this shit. Maybe this could take me out the hood one day.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was a football player, so I wasn't really too intrigued in academics. Then I went to Fairfax, and I see me, Maestra Frances. She saw that I had like talent for the language and stuff. She became like my African mom. She was from the Ivory Coast, like Costa de Marfil.
Okay.
And man, she would come to my football games. I don't know why I fucking sucked.
She wanted to fuck you, bro.
Probably.
She-
Shout out to Madame Sabastia.
What's up?
You blog, you blog.
Brah.
And no, she was dope. She'll bring me food. She'll pay for my bus passes. And
Oh,
shit.
she definitely wanted to fuck you, bro. She definitely wanted to fucking get
She was
some
dope,
pussy.
fool. 'Cause I was trying to escape like the little cholo mentality that I had, the little all the cholitos from the hood and shit. And she's like, "Well, if you go get high or whatever, don't ditch school. Just come to my class and put your head down."
Oh,
And then
if,
I started going so much, I started learning a lot. And then at the end of by the end of like my junior year, I was fucking teaching the class.
okay.
And I wasn't good at many things, but I am tarado para las cosas académicas. So I was that, and I did football, and then I like comedy, but there was no comedy club there. I was doing poetry. I do spoken word poetry, and I got into like drama and like theater and stuff. That was cool.
All right.
But I kept it with French. French was like the best thing that I was at, and that's kind of
So
how.
you're going to Fairfax, you're doing French,
Yeah.
and then what happened?
And then reality sets in. I had no money for college. I studied one semester and in French Santa Monica, and then there was just no more money. I was like, oh fuck, I got a regular job, and one regular job led to another regular job, and then I tried to join the Marines, but I was too fat.
Oh, welcome to my life. Shit. All
I
right.
couldn't make the weight. I dropped down to like the least I could, and I just couldn't lose any more weight. And this was like, sorry, dude. I was like training with like a regiment and stuff in Boston.
Okay.
And then I came back and I became a mechanic, and I did that for a super long time. And that's not what I wanted to do. I got married, I got divorced, and then I joined the fire department. After I became a fireman, I did that for a little bit, and I was overseas. We went to the Caribbean to help out with a disaster response for a hurricane in Puerto Rico. And I already spoke French at this point because I never stopped it. I just kept doing it on my own, YouTube, songs, women, fuck.
Women, fuck.
Yeah.
That, in that order, you
Yeah.
understand? Women, French women, fuck.
Fuck,
There you
yeah.
go. All
Say
right.
fuck in French is baisser. Je vais te baisser, je vais te niquer.
Biche,
Tu
biche.
veux que te voy a coger?
Okay, biche.
So I was with some like French rescue dude, and he's like, "You should try this thing. It's called au pair. It's basically you go to someone's house full and you take care of their kids and you teach them English." And I was like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." I was like, "No, you don't do it for the money, for you do it for the experience. Porque te pagan una miseria, eran como 300 euros al mes,
Uh-huh.
330, algo así." And I left the fire department eventually, and I remember this because I went back to being a mechanic, and I hated that shit.
Yeah.
Because I knew I was smarter than that. I knew I could do more things than that. And I was like, all right, well, let me knock on this fool's door and see if he remembers me. And he told me, hey, this is the program. This is what you got to do, blah, 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 blah. And I did it. I didn't even la creía. I thought, it was over for me. I thought, I was a fireman. I fucked up. I can't do this. And I'm just going to go back to be a mechanic the rest of my life.
How did you fuck up being a firefighter though?
I got hurt. I fell down. I fell down in an oil tank. And I was okay a couple days later, but honestly, it scared the shit out of me.
Uh-huh.
And I was supposed to go back, and I was like, you know what, si no lo voy a entrar con todos los huevos, if I'm gonna be a little bit scared, even if it's a little bit scared of doing this, I should just hang it up because I could hurt someone or get someone killed.
Yeah.
And also in the back of my mind, I had already deployed several times to different countries and different states for hurricane responses. I already did what I wanted to do in the service, in the fire service. and I worked with a lot of great people who are no longer here today. Shout out to them. God bless you guys. I was like, I could probably move on to the next thing I want to do in life.
Yeah.
So I mean, it wasn't an epiphany de un solo putazo. I just left and I was like, I'm gonna go back to doing what the fuck I know how to do, work on cars and shit. And it's a rough life. It's a rough life being a fucking mechanic. When I was married, for I llegaba a la casa y decía, "Mira, sabes que ni me hables, pendeja." I was so
I'm
fucking tired and
tired.
stressed.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I got problems, bitch. I got problems too. I don't know how to fix
Pero,
this transmission.
yeah, llegaban los carros fue para cambios de aceite. Y I remember reading the box for filtro al hilo, cambio, filtro de aceite, oil filter, whatever. I was like, I speak all these languages. I got to do something with it. And
Yeah.
I just pray to God for him. I said, "Esa oportunidad." I went on this place called Au Pair World. It's like a Facebook. You create, your profiles and the vend this way. What are you good at? How can you contribute to this program, to a French family? And I got picked. And I FaceTime with the family. We created great rapport. Shout out to the Buzines. Bonjour.
Bajins, bajins,
And they
bajins.
took me in for, and it was awesome. It was a single mom and three kids, and they're so beautiful. They're so nice. And at first, people fuck with me because of pay difference. I was making good money as a mechanic, and then I'm over there. I'm basically a kid again. I'm depending on other people, porque te dan alojamiento. You have boarding, you
Yeah.
have food. Bueno, ish, porque yo me hartaba, güey. No mames, la comida es tan rica ya.
Really?
Dios
So
mío,
they would
loco.
show up with a little plate and you're like, can I have
Sí,
14
güey.
of these?
No, so I was like, you know what? Era plan con maña. I was like, I'll cook. And like, I'll take my money. I'll use their money as well. Buy groceries. Y yo así, ahí, deshacía ahí. By the time I left, los niños están poniendo bien gorditos.
Oh yeah, bro. They're like chicharrones for breakfast. What the fuck?
Pupusas. But I'll
Pupusas.
treat them like my kids, because my job was like to take them to school, bring them back, and like les tenía
Teach
que
'em.
cocinar un poquito. But no, I will go above and beyond. I taught those fools how to barrer, how to fucking wash dishes,
Oh
and
yeah,
how to
motherfucker.
cook, how to dance merengue, cumbias, and shit. Hacía un arroz bien mexicano, la chingada. No, but it was awesome. And then after that, I met a girl. I started teaching elementary French there to like Syrian refugees in like the city hall over there, saying La Mairie. And then I was volunteering, I guess, with the kids in the school and stuff. And I met this girl through an association de Latinos que están allá en Francia, se llaman Latinos en Lille. Llega una francesa ahí para practicar su español con nosotros. Se llama Geraldine. I won't mention her name so I don't get sued.
Yeah, yeah.
And I
But we
started.
know who you are.
Yeah, I started dating this girl, and I was like, I got to stay here. But then the pandemic happened, and I had to come back home for, and I will go back and forth. And I
Yeah.
was like, this is not worth it. And she was a little older. I don't know, fucking 25, 26. She was like 33, so quería algo más serio.
Yeah.
Y yo inestable, güey, ahora sin chamba, no mames, se me mandó la
Like,
verga.
motherfucker, I can't support you. Not with 300 euros in a month.
I couldn't flex. Oh man, so I see for in a nutshell that's what it was, but it was wonderful, dude. It was such a wonderful experience. That's why I started doing comedy when I was over there, because it was so beautiful. Fool. I couldn't believe que me eligieron a mí, way, me, a fucking nobody from South Central. That's how I thought, at least.
Uh-huh.
I never experienced something that nice. I was like, this shit doesn't happen to me, fool.
So you're
So
in France doing
in
stand-up?
my little iPhone 4, I was like, te juro, loco, I started making videos, ni me cabían los fucking cachetes en la cámara, man. And I was like,
I've been there.
I was nervous, I was self-conscious, I was insecure, and I was like, fuck it, estos cachetes están en Francia, que se joda. These cheeks are in France, baby. And I started showing people, how beautiful things were over there, and my personality started coming across through the camera, and people started fucking with me because I'm just a regular dude from the hood in France.
Yeah.
And my stuff started going kind of viral, and it started getting shared on the same Salvadorian talent pages that Jose gets shared on.
Uh-huh.
So that's how we kind of linked up. I was already a fan of Jose since I was in high school. His videos were already popping on YouTube. So
Yeah.
I was so fucking honored. So by the time I came back to the US, I was still in a relationship with that girl. But Jose's like, look, man, I would love to keep working with you. I started working with him. I would love to keep working with you, but I know you got to go back because you're lady, blah, blah, blah. That shit doesn't pan out. God forbid. Stick with me, dude. I can shape you to be a comedian and blah, blah, blah. So I had done stand up like a handful of times, like in France, but I don't know what the fuck I was doing.
Yeah.
But it was fun. I know that that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah, no, I saw you doing your stand-up, dude. I was like, dude, this guy has it.
Thank you, man.
That's
Thank
all you have to do is get up there and fucking tell your stories, dude.
And,
That's
and,
fucking
and,
awesome.
and that's it. You know who gave me that consejo? Frank Lucero.
Yeah.
Because I interviewed him. I had like a mobile podcast. It was called Cafecito and Chill. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
I was just making a bullshit excuse to hang out with this guy because he's one of my favorite comedians too. And he was like, just go on stage and tell us who you are and what the hell you think is funny.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. And you being in France, being Salvadorian, that's huge, bro. Like
It was really uncommon, and I'm super fan of things that are not so common.
Yeah.
So that I think that's pretty cool. And honestly, that's what makes my videos stand out.
Uh-huh.
It's not who the fuck Salvadorian that speaks French and is funny. There's some
Yeah.
Salvadorians I've seen that speak French, but I'm like, no la muchas gracias tu
Yeah,
video.
you're a fucking doctor, Dick. I get it. If I want to know about ingrown nails, I will come to you. But if I want to laugh, I will come to Nelson.
But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of how things came about. I tenía un personaje ficticio que se llamaba la Siri, basically the application on your iPhone.
Uh-huh.
And basically me and Siri having a conversation back and forth, but she's always capping on me for being fat and blah
Uh-huh.
blah blah.
Like,
Eso fueron the
City, where is the pool? You mean the ocean? What the
yeah,
fuck?
shit like that.
Yeah.
Or I had one. She's like, fuck, it was a stupid joke. It says, ¿Cómo se llama la mamá de Camilo Sesto?
Uh-huh.
Mamá Sesta.
Mamma sister.
She
That's
always
funny.
get me like with stupid, like little Mexican albur también.
I love it.
She asked me one time, cuando llueve te gusta ver gotitas o ver gototas.
¿Cuáles te gustan ver, güey?
Todas, güey.
Todas las vergas. Todas las
Bien
vergas me
pelada, güey, que
gustan.
me escuche la Siri.
That's crazy. So you're in France. You're living your wonderful life in France. Why the fuck do you come back?
Pandemic.
That's it?
Cerraron todas las escuelas, güey, se acabó y sí, güey, estaba bien
So you
culero.
thought, I'm going to go to America. That's more free than
Pues
France?
es que yo no podía renovar mi visa. Entonces quedé sin papeles y entonces estaba trabajando con los árabes. These fools, because I made friends with everybody, fool. And the Arabs, they took me in because I look like them because I'm brown.
Yeah, of
I
course.
don't look fucking French. And those fools, because I know how to work on cars, I was working in their garages and their car washes, and these fools would pay me 10 euros a day, and that's
Oh,
what I had de traer a casa a la muchacha
bro,
aquella.
10 euros a day?
Mira, ve, suena culero,
Bro, that is
but
brutal.
that's what those fools were making too. So I know, en esto estamos todos. Güey.
Yeah, no, but fuck that, dude. 10 euros. No wonder you got divorced, bro. I would divorce you too for 10 euros. That's like 15 bucks a day. That's what you were
Sí,
bringing
güey.
home.
Yeah.
15 bucks a day, bro. Fuck, no
Pero,
wonder you
pero
left.
con eso, luego vas a la farmacia, te compras un pollo así al horno y puedes hacer algo con eso, man. A nada, there's foods making nothing a day, dog.
Yeah, motherfucker, but you can pick up, dude. The government here gives you a phone, gives you money, gives you housing. Dude,
Take that, France.
If France, if you want to be homeless, America is the place you want to be homeless in. Do you understand? These Venezuelans are not coming just because they're coming. They understand. Even if you're homeless in the U.S., you get a phone. Fuck that.
Oh, man. No, pues
I
sí,
would
güey.
come just for the phone.
Así estuvo el show, and I tried to make it work, but it just wasn't. Honestly, it was an emotional decision too. Yo estaba bien culado, esta vieja también. I was like, fuck
Yeah.
it. I know if I probably would have waited it through, I would have been okay, but estaba bien pendejo.
Yeah. Was
Yeah.
she worth it though?
Al Chile, I think it was worth me coming back home so I can meet Jose.
Really?
Yeah, la vieja ni me, a veces ni me recuerdo de ella, güey.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Hussein, if you lost him, that was it. Dude, you would be devastated.
Yeah, I'd be
You'd
devastated.
You'd be devastated.
That's
man.
why I can never fucking start a relationship. You want to know something, man? He's not paying me to say this. You
Uh.
better pay me for it. Jose, he's one of the nicest guys I've ever met. He's so civil. He's so mellow. He's so relaxed, and he's not a nasty guy. No tiene nada de ego. And
Yeah.
honestly, I'm grateful that he's a little older because when we started working together, I think I just turned 27. And you know, this fool, I think he's 40, 41 now. If it was two 20 something year old kids, we'd be doing a bunch of stupid shit. No, gracias a ese güey también le baja un chingo de la loquera que estaba haciendo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so shout out to you, papi.
Who say thank you for the cocaine you sold me. Those hookers, they never came back.
Because you
Just
sent
to
those
let
to
you
me.
know. Yeah. I'm just kidding. No, I've known him. I've known him since he started. When he first started, but he's always been that guy. He's always been that really nice, down to earth.
That's
I
what's
mean,
up.
I don't think. I mean, when he started his backyard gigs. Like he didn't wait for anybody to book him. That motherfucker just created something out of nothing. So
Yeah,
I have
the
massive
go-getter,
respect for
man.
him too
He's the
for that
go-getter. Yeah.
in that sense. That's fucking great, dude. So you finished France, right?
Yeah, I mean, I went back but con la familia, my host family.
Mhm.
They're like my family, dude. You know, I
Yeah,
saw
of
those kids
course.
grow up. You know, and I go back and I visit them and I stay at their house and I feel like I'm at home. I have a fucking bag of clothes there. I can go just like this and be fine.
Yeah.
So it's nice. I don't think I'm finished with France. I think I'm just here for the moment.
You think you'll be back?
Eventually, yeah. But right
Like
now, I just got into school. I'm going to go to film school in Azusa, so I'm here for the next 4 years.
really?
Yeah.
What is this film school for? You want to do films? You want to make
Um,
films or
yeah,
produce or
I would love to because I'm involved in this industry. I guess now, I guess.
yeah.
So I want to keep producing, and then we have a team as well because Jose has Curtido TV. Shout out to Ray, our cinematographer. He's a USC graduate. He even told me he's like, "Don't do a film. You can learn all that shit on YouTube." I'm like,
Um,
"Okay, Dick, I
I think
guess."
he's
But
absolutely right. I don't know if like listen. I'm looking at two film school students right now that are
uh,
sitting.
three.
Three,
No.
oh, there you go. Three film school students.
No, they gave me a scholarship.
Oh,
They
okay.
gave me a scholarship.
Free? I'll take anything for free, even cheese.
Aside from that, I'm doing the ROTC program, so that's another scholarship on top of that.
Oh,
'Cause I want to
nice.
join the army.
You're gonna join the army.
It's for the reserves. And at first,
Yeah.
my initial thought was so they can pay for my school, so I applied to that program and everything too. And then these fools told me, "Hey, we gave you a scholarship," but I was like, "Oh fuck, ahora ya metí hasta onda."
Yeah.
That's another thing I've always wanted to do. Like I said, I tried joining the Marines once before, but I was too heavy. I'm still too heavy, but now I'm losing weight.
No,
So I
dude,
got
you had an operation, right?
yeah. I had the gastric sleeve done.
The
Yeah, so
gastric sleeve.
it's sliding off, man. It's I had it done probably 2.5 weeks ago. I lost like fuck. Since I started dieting with that, it's like 50 pounds and solo
So how
potassium.
does that feel, bro? Once you have the gastric bypass?
Sleeve, not the bypass. The
Oh,
bypass
so
is otra cosa más culera, güey.
what's the sleeve? What's I
The
don't know
sleeve, they
the
take your stomach and they cut 80% of it and they leave you with like 20% of your stomach. The bypass, I forgot this girl. She told me that they do something to your small intestine, so the food travels less and it just goes directly. Lo puedes sacar.
so you have a sleeve.
I have a sleeve. Yeah. So basically, my stomach it was really big, the inside, and then they cut it, and now it's like really small. So now I get full, super duper duper quick. But right now, since it's still so recent, I'm still like on liquids and like yogurts and like pudding
How
and
do
shit like
you
that.
feel?
Un poco débil, güey. I'm not gonna lie. Look, I've
Yeah.
always been like un gordito, but I've always been strong. I was a fireman. I push ups and shit and
Yeah.
bench press a whole ton of weight. But
Yeah.
now I can't do none of that.
So right now, if I wanted to fuck you up, this is the moment.
Fool, right now your daughter could fuck me up if she
Oh,
wanted
okay,
to.
good.
Like un putazo, caigo doblado.
So you're gonna get super sexy, bro.
I already am.
Oh
Fool.
no, no, no. You already are. But I'm talking about the mega sexy. Like
I
the
know.
mega sexy's coming, bro.
I know.
Are you ready for
I don't know
that?
if I'm ready for.
Ooh.
What am I gonna do with
Bro,
all
those
that?
cheeks are gonna be gone. That chin
I
is gonna be
know.
gone,
That's
bro.
why I can't stay with Nelsito Gordito. You know, for like the army stuff.
Uh-huh.
The army, I mean, it's not. My recruiter told me he's like, don't volunteer this information. So hopefully nobody watches this podcast.
Nobody does, bro. Nobody gives a shit about this podcast. Don't worry about
He's
it.
like, it's not forbidden. Just don't volunteer that information. So that's why I really don't put it on my shows and stuff like
No,
that.
and you shouldn't. But you talk. I mean, you did it. It's for that
This was
goal.
probably the most important thing I've done in my life because that's always the thing I wanted to accomplish. And I was scared, but I was scared to do a bunch of shit. But I was no veces el miedo, no vas a hacer nada en esta vida.
No, bro, mi jefe, güey. Detrás del miedo está el dinero, cabrón. Like behind that fucking fear, the money's right there,
I
motherfucker. You just
agree
have to go through
100%.
it, bro.
Yeah.
You have to go through it.
Yeah.
That's cool, bro.
Una de las enfermeras, güey, que me estaba cuidando ahorita acaba de estar acá. Y no, se la pasó conmigo todo el fin de semana.
Who?
Una de las enfermeras that was
Yeah.
taking care of me after the surgery. Yeah.
She was like, "I'll take care of you, daddy." This motherfucker, dude.
I hope she doesn't see this. Maybe she does. She doesn't speak English.
She
like that.
doesn't
It's
speak
okay.
English. Don't worry, she won't listen to this shit. No, listen. Nobody listens. Me, you, my wife, and maybe two other people listen to this shit. Don't worry about it. You can talk about however you want, bro. But all the nurses.
Valió madre.
So that nurse started taking care of you.
Yeah.
What is that? That charm? You just sweet talked her? Or just say, "Hey, man, this Nelson needs you, girl."
Honestly,
I can't
I'm just
survive.
myself with everybody. Fool.
I know.
Even with girls, I try to pull with anyone. Fool. I just try to be myself. 'Cause if you're not yourself, fool, va a valer verga one moment or another.
No, that's true. You can't fake the funk, bro. You gotta tell them, "Hey, it's 4 inches of thunder, baby." Let me tell you,
And that's on a good day.
that's on a good day.
I just need 15 minutes, and that's if we go twice.
That's that's just a hurry up, bitch. You got 15.
She said, "Just make it quick." I was like, "Bitch, I'm already done."
Hey, so what no engaño. I love that. I love that. You tell them, hey, this is what's gonna happen.
Like they say in Puerto Rico, like "Esta es la que hay."
Esto es lo que hay.
Yeah.
This is what we have. That's it. Work with what you got. That's it.
I just moved back from Puerto Rico in late February.
What were you doing in Puerto Rico, bro? You're Salvadorian. What the fuck?
I was in pilot school.
Pilot school.
Yeah.
What happened to pilot school?
Oh my god, this was This was weird. I was
Wait. How do you get into pilot school? Like, you show up and go, that's a pilot. That guy's a pilot. What the fuck?
I was the first time I was working with Jose and we were touring and stuff. Omicron happened, and then we stopped all the shows. So all this money that I was getting from Jose, I stopped. And I'm 27. All the money that he's giving me, I'm just wasting it.
Of
It
course.
wasn't coming in quick enough. And then he's like, "I'm sorry, Bobby, but you need to get a regular job." I'm like, "What can I tell you, Jose? I could never be mad at you, dude. Like you fucking made every accolade I have is because of Jose." So I
Yeah.
was like, "If that's what I need to do, and that's what I need to do. What am I good at?" We went to go shoot a movie, and I came back, and then my dad died because of COVID, and I was like, "Fuck, now this sucks." My brother came in from Kentucky to for the service, and I was like, "Okay, this dumbass kid gave me the wrong time, so I'm just at the airport like a moron." And I was like, "You know what? Let's make something of this." I speak 3 languages. I started walking around and just, "Hey, look, I need a job. I have customer service experience, this and that. I have management experience. I speak 3 languages." They're like, "Oh, what do you speak?" And I speak French, English, and Spanish. I'm like, "Oh, well, look, Air France is right there." And I was like, "Nah, this was fucking getting me." Just I don't know my insecurities. I went up there. I was like, "Hey, you know what? I need a job and I speak French. Now I have customer service experience." And they're like, "You really speak French?" I was like, "Yeah," because they look at me they're like, this, fool,
This
this,
fool.
fool speak French."
This
So
fool.
I started speaking French to them. They were like astonished, and they were like, "Oh shit, you speak French, French?" I was like, "Yeah, please give me an opportunity. I promise I'll do a good job." No, get rid of me. Then they laughed, and they took down my information. And 2 months later, I was like, "These fools are not gonna call me." I was doing DoorDash, anything I could, and they called me and started working for them. And I got into
French Air?
aviation. Yeah, Air France
Air France. Air France.
in LAX. And I was like, dope. From there, I bounced to Alaska Airlines because they have flight benefits and it was a better company. And I was like, cool. And we would take the shuttles to the parking lot with all the custodians and stuff, all
Yeah,
the airport,
everybody.
including the pilots. And I'll see these young ass kids full like wearing stripes and shit. I'm like, this fool look like he's fucking 19. Yeah, these 20, 23-year-old captains and shit making 6 figures. I'm like, I want to do something like that. I love traveling. And they're like, well, anyone could do it, Nelson. You just got to go to school. Y se me prendió el foquito. I was like, well, I got nothing to lose and all to gain. I started applying to pilot school and I got picked up by United. It was in Goodyear, Arizona. Their academy is called the United Aviate Program.
Uh-huh.
And but you got to go through a bunch of hoops. And I got in like I want to say 75%, and I passed like all the preliminary background checks and board reviews and interviews. And there was one test I didn't pass, and then I'm like, "Ah, sorry, fool." But yeah, al final, that was like the last thing I had to pass, and I thought I was for sure I was already in. So I was like, "Damn!" So I was gonna go to school in El Salvador, in Ilopango. I got accepted to a nice academy over there. We only have one airport, so I was like the school to go to. And my uncle, who's a big influence in my life, was like a second dad. This was like, "Look, fool, eres pocho, güey. Aunque hables español, hijo, eres pocho. No conoces a nadie allá y tú sabes cómo están las cosas, las pandillas en El Salvador." So I'm like, fuck, what do I do now? Se me prendió el foco. I have family in Puerto Rico, which is still Latin America, but still the US. So the FAA is covered by that. The same rules and regulations that the pilot needs
Yeah.
to study and know here. So I was like, okay. I reached out to my family in Puerto Rico because I met them when I deployed there. When I met the French fool and told me about France.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, hell yeah, en buena hora. If you want to come down, just come check it out. Para que no fuera impulso lo que era. I was like, I'm gonna put a pin in this. I'm gonna go check it out and make sure everything's cool. She's like, as a matter of fact, a la par de la finca de nosotros hay una escuela de aviación. I was like, okay, cool. It sounded too good to be true. I get there, and she lives like in the campo, like 2 hours away
Yeah.
from San Juan, my tia. And sure enough, I was there. It was cool. We got along really well. And I met the instructor, the flight instructor, super nice guy. I was like, fuck, I think I'm gonna do this. And yeah, 2 months later, yeah, I was there. And I was there only for like 5 months. Only did a couple of months of school. And everything was cool. I mean, yeah, I was working as a mechanic at Pep Boys and Pep Boys Santa Maria and Ponce. Shout out to you boys. None of them speak English, so they don't know what I just said.
Hey, a toda la gente de
A
Ponce,
toda la gente
Santa
de
María,
Ponce, Santa Maria, Pep
un
Boys,
abrazo a todos,
ya tú
culeros.
sabes.
Sigan trabajando.
And I was working delivering pizzas, but I was paying her rent for a room, and I was paying her rent for her truck that I was using, old beat up 4Runner. Everything was cool. And I started making videos, like little promo videos for like pequeños negocios. So I pretty much had like 3 jobs. And I was working out because I was trying to lose weight to join the army. And I was doing all these things at once. And I thought everything was going cool, man, until it wasn't. I
You
had
met a girl.
no,
No.
I had a small issue with mi tia. We had never got into an argument. I mean, probably the craziest thing. She's like, "Hey, no sacaste la basura, culero," or some shit like that. one day, dude, she accused me of crashing her truck, and I was like, "What the fuck? I didn't crash your truck." And she's like speaking to me with hate, with fucking tears in her eyes, and accusing me, making a huge scene in front of her finca, and the neighbors were watching and shit. I'm like, "What the fuck?" She was accusing me like I killed somebody. She's like, "Me chocaste la guagua, and this and that, and blah blah blah. No me digas que no fuiste porque está insultando mi inteligencia." I'm just like, "Oh my lord!" I felt so vulnerable and uncomfortable because she was my protector. She was my tia. You
Yeah,
know, she
yeah.
took me
She's
in.
yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck do I do now? If I can't use your truck and I can't go to work and I can't go to school, what the fuck am I doing here on this island? So I talked to Jose, man. He's like, dude, right now would be a perfect time for you to come back because I got comedy purposes and beer on the road. We're touring
Yeah.
and this and that. You're gonna come back. You got a job with me, and remember, you have your uncle and stuff. So
Hmm.
between them, they look out after me, and I came back, and sure enough, I came back and I started performing. But like I've been out of the game for a minute because I did the whole aviation thing, and then I got the pilot thing. Then I went to Puerto Rico. And I hadn't done stand up in a minute. Jose was like, "All right, here you go. Here's Nelson." I was like, "Oh
Yeah.
shit!" And
No offense, bro. I mean, they've always told me, like, as a pilot when I went on tour, like I even asked him, "Do you think I could be a pilot?" He's like, "No, you're too fat. You're not gonna be a pilot.
well,
Like, there's a weight limit to being a pilot."
there is a weight limit,
Yeah,
but there isn't because on a plane, do you see big people?
yeah,
Of course.
yeah. But the seats are small, bro.
Yeah, you're right. So you got to pass a physical. There's three types of physical. I forgot the A, B, C, or type one, type two, type three. And for a private pilot, you need to get to X amount. You just got to get a clearance for. You got to be healthy. That's it.
That's
I've
it.
seen some big pilots, man. Like
Really?
I was, it's not Ryanair, como se llama, SkyWest or some small airline that took me from San Juan to Maya West in Puerto Rico. This pilot was fatter than me.
Yeah.
And I was like, this fucking fool
If
can
you
do it.
can make it, motherfucker, I can make it.
Yeah, there's also some old ass pilots that were old fat pilots at LAX. And I'm like, no offense, but I know I'm going to do. I'm more athletic than this motherfucker
Yeah,
right
yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah.
So I'm like, I just gotta know what avenue to go, especially in Puerto Rico. Allá lo que mueve es el billete, vato, como en Latinoamérica, como mi país, como México. So I remember the examiner that was over there. They're like, as long as you slide them, it's something. They're like, ah, muchacho, tú estás de paquete todavía, tú estás nuevo, olvídate de eso.
Oh,
And they
yeah.
pass you.
Yeah, mira,
Like to get my
mira.
license, that's what the guy told me when I got my driver's license. I have a Puerto Rican driver's license, and I had to go through a physical. That fool just looked at me. He's like, whatever. You go, that's no, muchacho.
No, ahí
Those
está,
fools,
tú estás nuevo.
those fools don't give a fuck. Fool.
Yeah, that's dope, dude. But I did ask, and they told me no. Pilots are usually petite, small. That's what we're looking for. I was like, damn. So just to all the pilots out there, people that want to be pilots, fuck it, dude. Go to Puerto Rico. Go to these.
Don't stay me días.
Yeah, don't stay at his tias because she'll accuse you of crashing his wawa or the
Chocate
wawa.
la guagua.
Wawa, chocaste la
And
guagua.
I work for my uncle. We do logistics, and that's like the ongoing joke. Ah, me chocaste la guagua.
"Oh, chocaste la guagua, me chocaste la guagua." That is crazy, bro. So you go to France, you do this whole teaching out there, you come back, you want to be you want to be a pilot. Ultimately, when you come to Hussein, what happens then when you come back?
No, when I came back from France, I was gonna go full in on comedy, and
Yeah.
that's what I've been trying to do.
Okay. Okay. That is it.
Well, there was a couple of months before I thought this was possible. I already met Jose, but I was like, all right, whatever. This will. I was dating some Salvadorian girl, and I took her from LA to Kentucky because I have family there, and it was more secure. And she had a kid, and so I was like, all right, if I'm to be in a family with this girl, this is more secure. I have a logistics background. I got a job at UPS, and I was doing automotive too. And I was like, all right, this is cool. But things didn't work out with her. I was like, all right, this is the final straw, man. I gotta focus on me again. And I came back to LA, and that's when I started doing stuff.
Yeah, you have to, bro. At the end of the day, you can't help anybody or you can't be a part of something if you're not really secure in what you
I
want to do.
agree with that 100%. That's why I've been single ever since then. I was like, I'm up for myself first. If somebody wants to tag along for this journey, they have to contribute something to this because it's always been me fucking holding everything together.
Bro, but dude, you're gonna be a fucking sexy poppy in a few
Man,
4 months,
your lips to God's
bro.
ears, bro.
We're gonna have another interview with your skinny ass later on.
Delcito
We're
el
like,
Flaquito.
what's up, dude?
Oh,
Nelson and
fuck.
Flaquito, what's going
I'm
on,
gonna
bro?
start an OnlyFans.
He's just level pussies up here, bro. He's just starting the only fan.
Jose is like, you should start Gordy fans right now.
Gordy fans, bro.
This is
My
watching.
friend has pedacitos buenos. Pedacitos buenos on fucking
No mames.
OnlyFans. Pedacitos buenos. Because she said Aunque seas gordito, güey, tus pedacitos están buenos, güey. Just show them the little pieces, the little pieces.
Emphasis on the little.
The little pieces.
That's good stuff, man.
I mean, that is crazy, dude. So how old are you now?
I'm 29.
29. Ah,
Yeah.
tú estás nuevo, bro. Tú
Estoy de
estás nuevo.
paquete
No, no
todavía.
estás de paquete, bro.
Olvídate de eso, chico. Estás de
No, bro.
paquete.
Estás de paquete, bro. You're 29. You're a new fucking package, bro. You're good. So what's the future for you, bro? What do you see
Oh
yourself doing?
man, dude. They say if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans, dude.
No, but you have to have some plan.
I want to be a comedian. If everything goes according to plan, I just want to keep growing and keep learning. From
Spanish,
you guys,
English,
I don't care. Spanish, English, French, Italian. No me importa, logo.
however it comes.
I have a dream board, I guess you can say, in my iPhone. Things I ask God for, things I ask the universe for, things I want to manifest. I want to be an international comedy icon.
Uh-huh.
That's what, however that comes about. Fucking
Now that
que
comes
venga.
about with a lot of fucking pressure, bro. You understand?
You know what, dude?
Heavy is the crown that the king wears, bro.
And you know what? That's fine because and Steve Harvey talks about this. He said, you know what, dude? All this shit, success is hard. You know what, dude? I watched my mom raise all of us in South Central, working 4 jobs on the bus. That shit's hard too, bro. So if I could choose what hard, I'd rather choose the hard with success and money.
Yeah.
So yeah, because
Well, you're in the right place, bro. When you're 29, you're single, and you don't owe anybody anything, bro. I think you shouldn't hold yourself back. I think you should do whatever the fuck you feel like doing. You understand?
yeah.
Dude, you're good. You're in the right spot, bro. You're not hurting anybody. You're not hurting any kids. You're not hurting any wives. You're single, bro. The problem, I think, in our society, in our community, more than our society, is the fact that we don't believe enough in each other. Meaning, you tell
Or
somebody
in
in the hood
ourselves,
or in
fool. Yeah,
ourselves,
no, no
well,
mames.
it's
But that's
hard to believe
true.
in yourself when nobody else is believing in you. You understand?
Dude, oh my God. And I
Yeah.
talk about this so much, man. En este barco cabemos todos. Anyone can do this shit. But especially in the hood, especially in Salvadoran culture, and I love my culture, but sometimes we talk a lot of shit because we see other people doing things that we wish that we could do. So like my own family for who I love, they're like, what the fuck are you learning French, dog? Like el francés yo lo mastico con café, talking about pan francés and shit
Yeah.
like that. Always jabs like that. Remember I told my grandpa. My grandpa was my father who raised me.
Yeah.
Cuando yo quiero ir a Francia un día, this fool smacked me. He's like, bueno, ¿y vos qué te pasa? Who the fuck have you seen going to France in this family?
Yeah.
But son gente humilde, and they say you want to
Yeah.
kill a big dream, tell it to a small-minded person.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's other people we hold dearest to us, man.
And it's not that we don't love them. And it's funny because we hold their opinion very highly
Oh
because we respect
yeah,
them so
of
much.
course, exactly.
But that doesn't mean that they're smartest people in the room. You know what I mean? Not because just because I respect you doesn't mean that I should take
Yeah.
your
Like
advice.
like
With
my mom
my
doesn't
side.
know anything about this. She just thinks I work for mi tío, and she knows I like making
She
people
just
laugh.
thinks you're making porn, bro. You know that, right? Your
Exactly.
mom thinks you're making porn, right?
Maybe I will.
¿Cuál video hizo? ¿Cuál video hizo? She's just looking for the Kardashian tape to come out with you, bro. That's all.
Well, she kind of knows because, like, remember I told you about that Salvadorian girl that didn't work out or whatever. Like, I would practice stand up in my room. Like, I don't have a microphone like this, so I'll get an Axe bottle y le ponía un calcetín negro. Y toma, that's my fucking
Of
stand up
course.
set with a green screen in the back. And we're in relationships, so I would talk about them and stuff, cracking jokes. Once we broke up, she was really trying to fuck me over, and she was like, "Te voy a meter demanda, culero, this and that, and blah blah blah. Te veo en el juzgado, te voy a llevar a la corte." And I was just like, "Are you sure you want to do that?" Because she was undocumented. I was like, yo tengo la lista de todos los nombres falsos que he usado, culera. Todos los
Uh,
seguros falsos, acá los tengo. I was like, you
wow.
want to play that? También puede ser bien culero. I'm a nice guy, but no me tentes, cabrón.
Uh-huh.
So my mom calls me and she's like, quita todas esas chingaderas, this and that, que veo en el face. And this and that. So I blocked my mom from Facebook también. I was
Good.
like,
Block her, bro.
chinga.
Hey, she doesn't get to see it.
Because
Fuck it.
it's my creative expression, It's what I like to do.
Yeah.
So I did spoken word poetry for a long time. I'm a better poet than I am comedian.
Really?
I'm that
Can
confident
we
in my
hear
way.
something, bro?
Of course.
Could you have something just on the top of your dome?
You surprise me. My focal point is focused in the fashion you synthesize me, and I don't know how you do it. A gesture of salutation as if there was simply nothing to it. It drives me nuts, knowing that I'm showing the emotions of a red M&M when our glances hold hands. I don't know how much longer I can stand not being able to tell you the way my heart races every time God compels you to say good morning, Nelson. It's a privilege, really. Though ideally, I shouldn't feel so neurotic over the matter. Though what should be doesn't matter. Considering your glittering proposal of a smile at your grace, at your face, at your style. Having absolutely nothing in common with you makes it even more exciting deciding who's the weird one for having different interests. It's interesting. A little something.
Wow, bro.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I've been trying to find a marriage between like my poetry and my comedy, but I still got nothing yet.
It's there, bro.
You think so?
It's there, bro. It's there. You should. You should. I think you should just find a point in one of your jokes and go, "This is what I really mean," and then just
Just go into the
fucking just go
poetry.
into the poetry, bro.
Yeah.
I think people would
I'll take that as a
gravitate to it.
challenge.
You should. You should. You should. You should. That's great, dude. That's
Thank
good.
you, thank you.
Oh shit! And how did you get into poetry,
Oh man, shout out to Miss Abrams. I don't know if
Miss
she's.
Abrams?
I
Where
don't
are
know if
you? God
she's still.
damn.
Era una viejita, loco. So no sé si todavía vive, está en el cielo. Pero Dios bendiga a esta mujer. I used to talk a lot in class. I was a class clown. Me imagino que tú también.
No, are you kidding? No, sir.
And I'll get sent to detention. This is at Fairfax, a good school.
Yeah.
And anyone from Crenshaw was just, hey motherfucker. I'll get sent to detention. That's when they had the poetry club. And they'll send the fucking rejects for the weirdest kids in the whole school that come and do poems in the poetry club while I'm in detention, just fucking cumpliendo con mi sentencia.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And let me tell you something about those weird kids. They became my best motherfucking friends.
Really?
Because they would go out there and con huevos hablaban de cosas muy personales and they'll make it art. Sus traumas and they'll make it art. I'm like, wow, that's beautiful. But in the back of my mind, because I had this hood shit, because I'm from the hood in South Central and Compton, I got to be gangsters and that. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, yo, that's kind of fly. So I was like, nah, these motherfuckers can't rap. I can rap, being from the hood or whatever. And I sucked. And I went on stage, in the front of the class, and I did a poem that I heard off of Harold and Kumar, the square root of 3 or some shit like that. And I did terrible, but they clapped for me.
All right.
And that was it. I was hooked. And then after that, I became the president of the poetry club. I was a
motherfucker became president. You know what? I hate you, motherfuckers. I'm gonna be a president.
And then I started performing with a group of poets in LA called Get Lit with Diane Luby Lane. Our sponsor was the guy from Shawshank Redemption, the white dude.
Yeah,
it was called Tim Robbins. And and I remember like we would like win shows and awards and stuff. And sometimes I'll bring my mom because she was my ride. I was a kid, 16, 17. But she didn't know what the fuck I was saying or doing. She's like, I'll go and perform, this really powerful poem. And she's like, ¿de qué estabas hablando, hijo?
Ay, qué bonito.
She's like,
qué bonito
qué
habla.
puta dijiste, bo?
El negocio habla bien bonito.
Sometimes I'll win like contests. And for me, it was really important, because this is like what I'm doing. This is my talent. And she's like, pero te pagaron. And she would just shut me down like that.
Oh, that's fucked up. What the hell?
We performed at the Wiltern. Like, that was so dope.
Va pues, llegamos, pagamos y no nos dieron nada.
No te pagaron, andas perdiendo tu tiempo con los poéticos pibe. Dios mío. Bien, me fijo con los otros tipos de las otras mujeres.
Sí,
bien que trabajan. Y vos con los poéticos andas perdiendo el tiempo. ¡Qué barbaridad!
A ver si con eso pagan la renta.
¡Qué barbaridad, Nelson Antonio! Ajá, exacto. Y con eso te vas a hartar, maje. Puta. Shout out to my mom.
Mom,
the dream killer.
Dream killer, mom. Thank you for always being there to fucking bring us down to earth.
She was really proud of me when I was a fireman.
Oh, of course. You had a job, motherfucker. You understand? I would be scared too if my son was going to be a poet. When he tells me I got a job. All right, good. I'm happy.
Oh, that's funny. You know, when I think like that, you're right, mom.
Yeah, right. Mom, I don't blame you.
Disculpa.
Hijo de puta.
My selfish ass for chasing my dreams.
So I asked Hussein this. I'll ask you this. Cerote.
Cerote.
Is it do you feel the same way as Hussein feels? Is this the N-word?
Don't, man. I do not. I think he plays it up to be funny, and I think it always lands. But it's definitely a word that if you hear it, you know that they're probably Central American, because it's not a common I've been around Mexicans.
Mexicans don't use it.
Yeah,
I mean, they use it when they want to insult you. I mean, I'll be honest with you.
But ahí se ofende, pero creo que más que todo por la malicia que le ponen a la palabra. ¿Me entiendes?
I think so too. Pinche mexicano sounds the same as cerote. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like either way, it's still an insult. And you wouldn't call somebody from El Salvador pinche cerote if you weren't trying to direct it as an insult.
As an insult, yeah.
You understand? I don't think you guys use that. You go cerote, but you don't go pinche cerote.
Yeah.
I think the pinche in the front of pinche cerote, that's what makes it fucking.
We don't say pinche though. We say like semejante.
Semejante. Do you understand though? But when the Mexican says it,
yeah.
Cerote, ¿qué pasó? That's a term of endearment.
Es como que pedo,
Pinche
güey. Yeah,
cerote.
pinche
Ah,
cerote.
okay,
Yeah.
ya te
I was like
pasaste,
saying
güey.
fucking, like
Yeah,
fucking,
yeah.
fucking cerote.
Yeah, no, no, bro. Me personally, I don't use it. I don't like using the word just because I don't know how people are gonna take it, and I think that's more of street
Bro.
slang and a
People
more of a friendship thing.
people are very sensitive now. Even I try to refrain from using it también because you don't know how people are gonna take it.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it's not a nice word, period. So for me, I just prefer not to use it. I go, I'm not gonna say that. What the fuck do I need to say it for?
You're right, cerote.
Hey, hey, mierda. A mí me dices mierda.
Mierda.
Oh, dude. So what's the next step for you, bro? What can we
um,
expect from Nelson besides being a sexy motherfucker?
besides all this sexiness,
Because it's coming, bro. I
oh,
can
I
I
know.
can see it already, bro. You're gonna be this fucking hot motherfucking Salvadorian out there making jokes,
Oh,
bro. I
man,
can tell.
from your lips to God's ears. Um, School, man, school. I've been trying to apply for university and like get a good education
Don't
my
go.
whole life.
Don't
I
go.
got a scholarship, fool. I gotta
Fuck
go.
this. Wait, are they free?
Yeah,
Okay, as long as they're free. How the fuck are you keep getting scholarships? You get scholarships for everything.
dude. I don't know. I don't know.
You apply for them?
No, this is a scholarship I'm telling you that I got,
Oh,
and
okay.
I didn't even apply. I just applied for the school because I was going to do the army program that
Uh-huh.
APU has, Azusa Pacific University, and they made me write like an essay to tell them who I am, and I just very honest. I'm like, look, this is what I am, this is what I come from, this is what I think I can contribute, and they're like, oh fuck, well, you're admitted. And when I'm in Mexico, I'm trying to find because I moved around a lot. I went to school in fuck New Jersey. I went to school all over here and I'm trying to find the transcripts. I haven't been in school in fucking 10, 12 years.
That's what I'm asking.
And
Yeah.
I'm in Mexico and getting surgery, trying to hunt down these transcripts, sending them from Mexican phones and shit. And I'm all fucking anesthesiaed out. I don't even know if I'm doing this shit right. And I got in, and they told me I'm getting the President's Scholarship, which is like the highest award that you can get. And I'm like, damn. Ni
Wow.
me la creo. And I just got this news like fucking 3 weeks ago, dude. And it's amazing.
Wow.
I've been waiting for
Wow.
opportunity like this for a long time.
Uh-huh.
So, and like I said, you want to kill a big dream, tell it to a small minded person. Not that I'm calling my cinematographer a small minded person, but that was like, don't study film, that bullshit. That's what I like to do. I already do it. I already do it on my phone. And that's my laptop, that's my computer, that's my studio, that's my red camera, my fucking little iPhone 12. So the fact that I'm gonna be able to do this in using their resources, fuck yeah, why not? It's gonna contribute to the whole team.
Listen, and the more power to you, bro. The more representation we get out there. And the fact that, look, you're not alone. You're not alone in the sense where did your mother not believe in you? Did your father not believe in you? Of course not, because they're scared.
Yeah.
You understand? They understand the struggle, and they understand that it's not easy just being a stand-up comedian, not being a celebrity. All of that shit doesn't just fall from the sky. It's a very long road and a very hard road. So even then, I couldn't blame my parents for not believing in me just because I understood what they were thinking. It's gonna be a hard fucking journey. Yes, it is. I'm young. I can do it. I mean, they didn't see it that way. They saw it as like, oh, dude, you're gonna have such a hard time trying to get there. But they don't understand. You're 29. You're willing to put in the work. You're willing to fucking put in the hard work. It's okay. They don't see it that way. They don't know the people you know. They don't know the fact that there's options out there for you. So that's where the fear comes in as a parent. I
and
can see
and I,
that.
I get it. My parents, they work hard to get to this country, from El Salvador, escaping civil war and stuff. So to give me an education, even if it was in the hood, and I come, oh, I'm gonna be a poet, oh, I'm gonna be a comedian.
Can you imagine if I came from fucking El Salvador, from fucking the guerrilla, and then my kid comes with some bullshit that I'm gonna be a poet? I would fucking punch that motherfucker in the face. Do you understand? Are you for real, you piece of shit? I left AK-47s and I left my country and everybody I
I
love.
wrote a poem about
So
that.
you can come here and tell some fucking poetry. Why don't you talk about the poetry I left behind, motherfucker?
Well, I do. You want to hear a poem I
Yeah,
wrote about my mom?
I would love
This
to.
is probably like the most powerful piece I think that I have. Is it good, Mike? Mike's good.
Mike's good, good. I hope this guy's not interrupting. Go ahead.
Let me drink some water before I get started.
Drink some water. I want to hear this poem you wrote to your mother that would fucking justify the fact that she works so hard, fucking 14 jobs a day, so you can say this bullshit. Tell me this bullshit.
We would walk away for hours and sometimes even days I don't remember when was the last time I slept, but despite of my fatigue, I kept on going and going and going ahead. The soles of my feet often bled, but that just made each step that much more meaningful. For I was leaving the pain behind in each avenue and each hill that I traversed. I finally convinced myself that the worst was over. I stepped foot in this country and my shoe was immediately rejected by the foreign American turf that I would learn to call home. I was alone. I would sleep under freeways and next to churches like the black kid from The Blind Side, but where the fuck's my movie? I lived like this for several months until I got a job cleaning houses for white people in a neighborhood that seemed almost too good to be true. Little by little, I began making money cleaning toilet bowls and washing clothes, and I still do that now, for this was a craft that literally saved my life. So I would proudly roll up my sleeves and begin to mop the floor until it's lickable, because my crappy life in America is still the reciprocal to what I had in my once beautiful Central American land. So hand me the broom, for there's more work to be done. I'm not afraid to wash dishes or to live on Crenshaw in Manchester and take 6 to 7 buses to get to and from every single day. I accept these bullshit ass jobs with little to no pay. And now iron out your sheets, even if you don't iron out the discrepancies of your labor laws, because it is not a crime to be poor. El Salvador. Rainy days at war, it pours when I arrive, but I will gladly put on my coat. I walk to this country and still do not have the right to vote, but I'm fine. Because little by little, the world around me has slowly but naturally dilapidated my exterior, but through the cracks of my concrete heart rose a rose. I love you, mom.
Wow, mama. We all love you. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, man, it's a little historic. I've seen her struggle. I used to clean houses with my mom.
Bro, that's beautiful. Did your mom hear that?
She doesn't speak English, so now she would never understand.
Oh God, I wish she understood what you just said. That is so powerful. That's good, bro.
Thank
That's
you.
good. That is fuck. That is great, man. And it's funny. It especially hitting hard because of what's going on in Florida right now,
Oh, dude,
where
yeah,
none of
man.
this shit is being appreciated, and now they're feeling it. So that's fucking bananas, bro. And you know the story you're telling right now, the poem you just said. You talk about El Salvador, but
I feel like
every
anyone, yeah,
Latino, any
any Latino
Latino
can
that's
relate.
crossed that
Yeah.
border knows exactly that struggle. It doesn't have to be if you spoke Spanish and you crossed that border, you know what you just said hits everybody. You know what I mean? So wow, that's pretty dope, dude.
Thank you, man.
Why not poetry instead of comedy?
I'm told you I'm a better
Dude, you're
poet
a
than every
fucking
comedian.
great poet, bro. There's two
Thank you,
fucking
thank you,
bars you just dropped, bro.
thank you, man.
The fuck?
It's really hard to monetize poetry
Yeah, he says money. It's really hard to make money in poetry. That's what he's fucking saying.
in a polite way. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Poetry is not an art that's appreciated. You would pay 25 bucks or 30 bucks, but you would go to pupusas and beer in a fucking heart in a fucking heartbeat.
Maybe poetry, pupusas, and beer.
Poetry, pupusas and beer. That's what we gotta do.
Well, at the open mics, it's so funny. Yeah, on the Wednesdays, I have other poets come in as well.
Really?
Yeah, but it's set up for comedy, so it's not the same room.
Is it difficult to write a poem?
I don't think it's difficult to write a poem. I think it's difficult to perform a poem in front of people that you don't know, saying your most vulnerable shit. That's what I think is
Does a
difficult.
poem have to rhyme?
No, not
No?
at all. I like rhyming because, like I said, I like hip hop and stuff, but it doesn't have to rhyme for me.
Have to
Mm.
doesn't have to rhyme. Wow, dude.
I challenge you, write a poem. You don't have to share it with anybody. You just keep it for yourself. As long as it has depth, meaning to you.
I always thought of that. I always thought of writing a poem, but I always found it very intimidating because I always thought I had to make it rhyme. And I think once you make it rhyme, it becomes corny because you're forced to write the words that you didn't want to write just because they make sense or they make the same rhythm.
Well, how about you write something and then see if you can make it rhyme afterwards? Sorry, I put. Hey, look who's calling me. It's funny. When I was at Felipe's thing, my mom called me too.
Mama,
Should I pick
put it
up?
on speaker, put him on speaker, put him on speaker, put him on speaker.
Hola, ma.
Hello. Hola, ¿cómo está?
Estoy en una entrevista con los muchachos. Salude.
Uh, Salude.
Hold on, she's video requesting me. This is gonna
It's
be
okay,
funny.
video request.
Hey, mom. Estoy en una entrevista con unos
¿Cómo
amigos
está,
comediantes.
señora? ¿Cómo está? Hola, buenas tardes. ¿Por qué está enojada? A ver, ¿por qué está enojado, oiga? Sí, porque está enojada. Estamos hablando con Elson, le estamos preguntando de su mamá. Dice, es muy linda,
Bien
me quiere
alegre.
mucho, muy alegre,
Muchas pupusas.
muchas pupusas. Qué lindo tu mamá.
Ay, Dios mío, no, ya la cara me quedó ya paralizada. mío, acá me está regañando.
De tanto coraje.
Señora, aquí lo tengo tranquilito, no está tomando, no está haciendo nada. Aquí está, es un angelito perfecto.
Talk about me, boy.
Gracias.
No más que nos dice nos cuenta que su mamá es muy regañona. Que su mamá es muy regañona, que lo regaña mucho. ¿Es verdad?
No, y ahora primero miro con quién está, porque una vez no me contestó una semana. Y le digo, bueno, pendejo, que ya no se acuerda de su madre, y estaba su jefe enfrente.
I was teaching a Spanish class at the fire department.
Mire, señora, déjeme decirle algo. A él siempre le recuerdan su mamá, todos los días. La recuerdan. No se crea. Le mando un abrazo, un cariño, un besote a todos ahí en su casa. Cuídese mucho. Le digo aquí su bebé. Lo hizo un nene. Ahí está.
Amá, le llamo después, ¿ok? Henry Lush is my brother. Le llamo después. Los quiero. Bye. No, my
Wow.
mom. She had a stroke. She had a stroke in November.
She looks great, bro.
She
looks awesome.
She got a lot, but she's working now. She's working at a box factory for fruit and stuff. And my mom's
Really?
my mom's una guerrera, le vale pito la vida.
Bro, she looks like a trooper, dude. She looked like a girl that won't quit, dude.
Oh, my mom, dude. Dude. That's why I have a work ethic también, because I know the struggles my mom's been through, and I can't let my mom outwork me. I'm young.
Yeah. No, bro. You're 29. I think that you're going on the right path, bro. I really admire the fact that you have the courage. Not everybody has the courage to leave the US, go to France, somewhere where nobody's waiting for me. There is no family. I'm out there by myself. You understand? Nobody's gonna come rescue me. There is no, I can go to mom's house. No, I am fucking hours away from anybody that ever knows me. And you said, fuck it, I'm going.
That didn't settle in until like about a month after I was there.
Did it feel that way though?
Honestly, dude, because I had such a nice family, I never felt alone. Like I would call my mom, and like we'd probably talk only like once or twice a month, because there was a 9-hour time difference from like LA to France.
So you're calling in the mornings, or you're calling really late at night?
And then she'll get pissed off. Like one time I called her for Christmas, and I'm like, hola ma. She's like, She's all pissed off. She's like, a ver, ¿cuándo se recuerdan su mamá? Va a pasar las navidades, no se acerca ninguno de mis hijos. I'm like, can you, le tengo un speaker, me puede enseñar cómo hacer tamales, da la receta. She's like, ahorita. She's like, fuck. And she's all busy, but she gives me the receta, and I make these tamales with my French family, and they're awesome.
Oh, that is dope, dude. That is dope. Now, did you do with hojas de plátano?
Hojas de plátano. I have to go to the Chinese store.
Yes.
I have to go to the Chinese store to get the hojas de plátano. And there's no mercado. There's no fucking stupid in France.
You've tasted both. You've tasted Mexican tamales. You tasted Mexican tamales. Salvadorian tamales, Mexican tamales. Which ones are the best? Be honest. Be honest.
Best, my personal preference, Mexican tamales. So Mexican tamales.
Really? And you're salvi,
I'm
bro.
Salvi. I know, I'm a sellout. I'm sorry.
Damn, bro, the revelation. Bro, this is deeper than...
I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because growing up in South Central, todos los días había un tamalero. And then
when
I started working with my uncle, había la guajolota. Papá, estos cachetes no son de balde.
No.
Soy gordito profesional. Anyways, we would have it almost every day, and they're delicious. Como pinche champurrada. Tamal.
That's what I thought.
Salvadorians, we only make tamales for Christmas.
Oh.
So if I can have this shit all year round, it tastes awesome as well. Fuck it, this is what I'm gonna go with.
Yeah, but Mexicans, they do
non-biased. The Salvadorian is good too, but like first I didn't like it because it was too soft.
See, I was gonna say that, but I didn't want to say that. But they are softer, right?
There's a remedy to it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's two things you can do. You can cut it up, and you can fry it up like in a pan, and it kind of gives it a thicker consistency, and it's good.
I like that.
Or le puede echar curtido encima, and it's crunchy, and it gives that fresh. It cuts through like the grease and stuff.
I never tried curtido, bro. That is fucking gangster. That is true.
We gotta go to a pupuseria and
bro.
Try this.
Have to. Yes, we gotta record this. The process, bro. Just the gold process, and tamal, the curtido on top. I wanna.
That's it. So I get the tamal, I cut it in the middle, and then I put the curtido, and I put some salsa de tomate encima. Oh, loco, una chulería.
Can I ask you a question? Venezuelans are coming.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a problem with Venezuelan immigrants staying in El Salvador as they're coming down their journey to the border?
You know what, fool? That's a great question. I know Nicaragua helps them more than El Salvador does because I actually have some Venezuelan and Colombian friends. And I know when they're coming from that side of the world, I think because of the political stuff, the communist parties and stuff, I think that they receive more aid. I had some Cuban friends. They were doctors and they were working. They got to the U.S. and they were working in the same box factory with my mom. So before I left to Puerto Rico, like I was with my mom for a bit, and I was helping these fools out, and they told me these stories are like, man, it's things are so hard in Cuba. They gave us amnesty in Venezuela. I was working as a medical doctor, but I wasn't they weren't giving me enough money to feed my family. There wasn't
Yeah.
enough money for the Venezuelans, let alone us Cubans. So the next best thing was Nicaragua. And but I mean, we're so close to the US, we're like, fuck it, let's just keep trucking. So I don't know, I never met any Venezuelans that were in
We
El
will.
Salvador.
You will meet them here in the U.S. They are coming, Venezuelans, because they don't want to be in Venezuela. Venezuela is a very tough country to be in right now. But my question is, El Salvador, Guatemala, they're all near Mexico.
And they all have stronger economies too than Venezuela. But I think if their best bet, from my personal experience, would probably be Mexico. Mexico, for me, I think that has the strongest economy going down south.
Oh yeah, Mexico definitely is growing big.
And it's very diverse. Like, so I
Yeah.
was just there for my surgery. I saw Chinos, I saw Africans, I saw.
Oh no, there's everything. Mexico City is a very melting pot, just like the U.S., bro.
Well,
They don't
my dad's
understand.
side of the family, they were in Mexico City for like over a decade, probably 15 years. After the war, they refuged in Mexico. So
Uh-huh.
my grandparents, they have Mexican residency. They have Mexican papers. And even though they're Salvadorian, but because of
Yeah.
the war, they give up their papers to be Mexican. So they have a house in El DF. My grandpa worked for Pemex and he worked for Bimbo.
Wow, these are big major
Yeah,
companies.
and they were there for a long time.
Wow.
So y les fue muy bien porque tiene una economía más fuerte que El Salvador. Bueno, en ese entonces. Y también they speak Spanish. They don't need to adapt themselves to a new culture, a new life.
I, you weren't raised in El Salvador, did
No,
you?
I was raised
But
in
you've
South
been there.
Central. Yeah.
Okay. Have you noticed a difference, or do your parents talk to you about what's going on right now in El Salvador, where the president is going? Any MS is going to be shut down. We're going to
Well,
erase it. We're going to get you in jail. What do
my
you think
parents are
about
probably
that?
not a good authority because they haven't been there. Like my biological dad, I really don't talk to him, but he was like super far right, guerrilla. And
Okay.
my mom's side of the family, the total opposite. But I really don't have the best relationship with my biological father. I was raised with my grandparents and my mom.
Mm.
My mom, it was always, and my grandparents, in paz descansen, we were forbidden to go to El Salvador because of the crime, because they saw their families mutilated and tortured and murdered in front of their own eyes. And when I went to El Salvador and I was a kid, vi todas las tumbas de mis tíos. I'm like, fuck,
Oh,
man.
dude, you go to El
And
Salvador just to
we
see.
watched that movie, what's that? Voces Inocentes. Have you seen
Uh-huh.
that?
Yes,
Ah,
I've seen
dude,
it.
it's brutal, man. It was much worse than that.
But that's why I'm asking these questions,
I went a
bro.
year ago to El Salvador with Jose, and my mom was scared shitless. But what this president has done is amazing, man. Totally night and day. I felt so safe and secure, and it was wonderful. And we stayed at resorts, but after Jose left, I stayed with my family in the barrio, and it was fine. It was okay. It was cool. I said diversity. I was chopping it up with French girls at the beach. There's some French dude también I interviewed. There was Russians, there's Jamaicans. It was cool. It's a melting pot because it's surf. The capital of surf now is El Salvador. They have Surf City. The Olympics are going to
That
be
is
held there.
true. Let me
Miss
tell you
Universe
something.
is going to be there.
Yes, a lot of people don't understand. El Salvador is really hosting a lot of events, and the surf there
Yeah.
is amazing.
So I think
man.
this young president, because he has like more of a millennial vibes, he's trying to capitalize on that and trying to make it trendy, and I think it's
Uh-huh.
working for the best. I have a tía que tiene un chalet allá, un chalet como un kiosquito de comida, and she was like, yeah, we were extortioned and stuff by the pandillas. Now they're not anymore. We're a lot better off.
Wow. I wish Mexico did the same thing, but Mexico's making a lot of money off that cartel. Um, things that you want to plug, anything you want to do before we wrap this up, bro? And where can we find you?
Yes, you
Where
can
can we
find
know
me
more?
right now at Nelsito El Gordito on TikTok and Instagram. Come check us out. If there's any up and coming comedian that wants to try comedy, if you have a funny story to tell, come check us out every Wednesday. It's called Soy Funny at Border X Brewery in the city of Bell. And my next show is Chelas y Risas right there in the same venue, same space, Border X Brewery on June 4th with Foras Calderon, El Checo, Luz Munoz, Pinche Peter, and some other guys. Come check us out. Thank you for the opportunity. Shout out to Jose Curtido TV and my
Yeah,
French family
guys.
and my mom.
Dude, thank you. I've been to this place. It's amazing. You guys want to go and check it out.
Oui, c'est ça. Bonjour à tout le monde. Moi, je suis Nelson, je suis comédien. Et ouais, un petit message que je veux partager. Le mot de notre quartier, mon pote.
You
That's
heard him. You heard him. You know what he said. You know what he said. So
No, it's good. We've been talking if I haven't even said shit.
well, there you go. Now you have it, guys. Thank you very much, Nelson. Thank you very
brother.
much.
Thank you, man.
Good luck on everything, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
There you go. You have it, guys.